Guys that were limited today, Drew Coleman, knee, that's a new one. Brad Smith did practice, he was limited today with a groin. James Ahedabu, knee, ankle. Darrell Rivas, hamstring. Those are all the guys that were limited today. Guys that were full, Cromartie, groin. Ben Hartsock, back. Santonio Holmes, quad. Nick Mangold, shoulder. Brandon Moore, back. Sione, back. Tony Richardson, finger. Sanchez, right shoulder. Brian Thomas, ankle. And then Patrick Turner off of illness. All right, so that's pretty much it. I'll open it up.
Rex, what happened with Drew, and what was your level of concern about Sunday's game?
Well, we'll see. We don't know anything right now. He just was doing a drill and kind of, went on the ground or something, but not, we don't think it's. Well, I mean, I don't right now, but I don't know that, that's, I haven't heard yet.
That happened in today's practice?
Yeah, it just happened at the end of last drill. So.
Rexy, the way you talked about Darrell, if you had to go against him, what do you think your plan might be?
Yeah, I do what everybody else does, just throw away from him.
For real? I mean, do you mean that?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it'd be like, okay, you go block Darrell Rivas or something like that. I mean, but I mean, obviously you're going to take shots at him and things like that. There's, I mean, he's matched up against great players most of the time. So, you're going to, like last year, we put him always on their best receiver. Well, if you want your best receiver catching the ball, then you're eventually going to have to challenge him. So, but really, what the odds are. I mean, it's, you're going to have to throw a lot of incompletions, things like that. I mean, you're going to be able to catch a ball every now and then on him, but you're not going to make a living doing it.
Rex, along those lines, what kind of year has Crow had as a cornerback?
I thought he had a tremendous year. Especially when he had to replace Darrell, we had to match him up on some, big time guys. He matched up on Moss a bunch. He did a great job. He's, I think he's had an outstanding season. I really do. And then the thing that you really love about Crow is, I mean, he'll do whatever it takes to help the team, and that's, as far as going back there, being a kick returner. He even told Westy if you need him a long snap, he's ready to fill in as a long snapper. I mean, he's just a great athlete and wants to help the team out.
Rex, how was Eric Smith involved in your estimation since you got here? I know there was some questions in your mind when you first got here about his value.
No, yeah, those are long past. I mean, we know the kind of talent he has, and really both those safeties, they did a tremendous job for us. Rodney Poole and Eric Smith, I thought played great last week, and he's a big physical guy back there, and he's also a tremendous special teams player.
How about his intellectual capacity? I mean, there are limits on how many spelling things you guys allow him.
Yeah, no, he's he's right there with anybody in this league, so he's probably too smart to play the game, but he really does a great job back there, and he does have a great handle, a great feel for the entire defense, and he's really a special player, a special person.
Coach, how do you feel about the Pro Bowl selections of Jet players?
The Jet players on the Pro Bowl selection, we had 3. I think New England's got 4 on defense alone. So I guess it looks like a mismatch on paper, but we have a lot of excellent football players, and hopefully our guys can't play in the game anyway.
Right, so when you have the history like you did a month ago, that 45-3 game, how do you approach that game with your players? And do you show them the tape? Do you avoid showing them the tape? Is there any kind of game plan for that? Or?
Oh yeah, we're definitely showing our guys the game every day. I mean, because you learn from it. That's the last time you played them. These two teams know each other. So you want to make sure you know how they attacked you. What their plans were. Are they going to tweak their plan? Maybe, but they did score 45 points, so it's probably going to be similar. And then it's just a common opponent. You know what they do. That's the best tape there will be to watch.
Would you look at how few mistakes the Patriots make? Is there pressure does that put on the opponent to play just to be as on point as possible? How close to perfect do you have to be?
Well, I think what you got to do. I mean, when we won the game here, we forced 3 turnovers, and they never got any. They forced none. Well, it was the exact opposite of that when we went to New England. So I think it's going to be said that, you have to protect the football, and, you need to try to get takeaways. The thing that blows you away is the plus 28 that they have in turnover ratio, and the fact they've only turned the ball over 10 times. I mean, that really speaks volumes of, how good they've been at protecting the ball. But we got to take it away from them, and we obviously have to protect the ball ourselves.
I know you prided yourself in the offense on being balanced. The game last week really turned on those first 2 drives when you guys were really much run heavy. How vital to get that established early this time? Well,
yeah, I mean, that's what you want to do. You want to establish that running game, as fast as you can. The opponent plays into that. There's ways of stopping the run. If you want to put 9 guys down there or something like that, obviously it's going to be tough sledding. But we still have to go in there with the mentality that, hey, we are going to run the football. We're committed to running the football, but we also can make you pay on the outside. And I think that's the team that Mike Tannenbaum. When we set out, we wanted to have that kind of team that if you want to sell out on the run, that we could beat you through the air. And I think we have that team now.
Rex, with Brad Smith, have you seen enough to know that he's definitely going to return kicks, or do you have to see more from him?
No, I think we have to see more from him. I feel pretty good about, Cromartie. If Brad's not 100% or close to it, then we'll put Cromartie back there to return kickoffs. But clearly, we want to use Brad. I think you talk about Pro Bowl snub type guys. I think that's the guy that would head the list, him and Brandon Moore.
Going back to the running game, I think LT has the longest career playoff run against the Colts this past week. What did you see out of him in that game? What do you expect him this weekend?
I saw he's fresh, he's ready to go. He's, and you saw that desire that he has, that passion he's running with, and that's what I expect again this week.
Rick Brown's always been dogged by his handles or the drops. What's he done this year to improve that, do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how many drops he's had, but very few. I'm sure somebody will have the stats, but I know it isn't that many. He's done a great job, focusing, concentrating, and bringing the ball down. So made some huge catches for us. I mean, this past week, he made 2 of them, that deep dig route that he caught. That I'm glad that we threw it to him, because I don't think anybody else on the team was going to get up that high to catch it. And they made a great catch on the sideline. But the thing that isn't noticed about Braylon is the fact that I think he is the best blocker in football at the receiver position. And I mean, you watch it each week. You watch him, and he's knocking DBs down. I mean, he will go in there, and that bracket guy, we actually led him up on him. He's like, "What are you doing blocking me?" But we take advantage of him. Him and Hines Ward, I think, are the 2 guys that really get after it, probably better than anybody.
Rex, how do you compare Will Ford to either Nada or Chris James?
He's probably closer to Chris or whatever, but he's just a great football player. There's no question. I mean, he's, obviously it's a surprise he's stout on the run. It's a huge man, but he also gives you some pass rush, and he plays hard. So he's just a great player. I think Haloti Nada is probably in a class by himself right now, though.
Rex, you said that it's you versus Bill this week, and it's personal and everything. What's so challenging about facing Bill from a personal standpoint for you?
Well, he's the best in the business. He prepares, great. He does, it seems like you never out-prepare him, outwork him or whatever. He's always got some wrinkles for you. He's just a great coach. He's a great competitor. He's seen it all. And but again, I'm working to be better than him on Sunday.
Away from the game, are you friendly with Bill?
Yeah.
How long?
Well, I mean, I know him when my brother was coaching with him. My brother was there for 2 Super Bowls under Belichick. So I think that was when I first got to meet him. And I think you recognize guys that I certainly appreciate, like a Dick LeBeau, Belichick, guys like that. If I'm going to steal from, I generally only steal from the best. And, I've stolen from him in the past. So I respect him that way and things. But, again, I got no love for him this week.
Do you get a sense that Braylon and Santonio have kind of worked off each other, fed off each other, maybe a little competition with each other, being out there together, and has that made you guys a better offensive guys?
Well, yeah, and he combines Jericho Country. I mean, those three guys right there, I mean, they're as happy for the other guy catching the ball as they are themselves. Like, they're excited about that. They pull for each other. It's a neat thing. But I really don't know if it's the competition that I want to catch it instead of Santonio or something like that. I just think they look at it as a unit, and they think they're a special group, and I do too.
Rex, most of your roster has 4 games of playoff experience. How much of a factor is that? How important is that in a game of this magnitude? You got a bunch of guys who've been there before.
Well, I think it helps. I really do. It's funny because when you look at them, you look at both rosters. Since 2005, the Patriots have played in the 101 playoff games that roster has, and I think this roster has played in 196 playoff games. So, we know what it's all about as well as New England, and we know what it's about, and we know how it's there's another level. We can say that you got to play at 100% in regular season and all that, but I'm telling you, there's another level. And guys reach it, and that's what this postseason's all about.
How critical would it be if you had to make a change at nickel, and who would you go to in that position?
We go to Kyle Wilson.
I mean, how tough would that be at this late stage?
No, Kyle's smart. He's, he studies, prepares all the time, and we'd use Kyle anyway in different spots. But we have him. We have Trufant, and we got some of the other guys.
Rex, with all the talk and the war stories that's gone on all week, not just you, but do you sense your players, it's like guys saying to themselves, enough already, we're chopping at the bit, let's just play?
Oh, there's no question. I mean, we're excited about this opportunity. You got to earn your right to get here, and we've earned our right to go back there. And we thought we would. We knew going in before the game, we were like, hey, we're going to have to play another one. And here we are. So it's, there's 2 great teams playing, Pittsburgh and Baltimore. And I think there's 2 great teams getting ready to play in Foxborough. I said all along that I thought the best 2 teams in football was us and New England. So we're going to find out.
You've praised Mark's for throughout the course of the season, but even in games when he hasn't necessarily played at a high level for 3 quarters, 3.5 quarters, he seems to make the play down the stretch in the last drive or 2. What is it about his make of that you see that allows him to be like that?
Only special guys have that kind of characteristic, and I think that he's got that competitiveness, and you never think you're out of a game with Mark as your quarterback. You'd say the same thing about Brady, about Peyton Manning, about some of these truly Drew Brees, some of these great quarterbacks. And I think Mark has that characteristic. I'm not putting him in that class right now, but time will tell. I think eventually he'll belong in that group.
All right, thank you.